So we have completed Mistborn Era 1. And we started this channel so we could have a discussion about stories. We're going to see what the fantasy noob has to say.
But first, I think we should have a celebratory drink for the completion of our first series. Yes, yes, yes. Cheers to you, sir.
So, how do you feel after finishing?
Good.
Good?
Yes, yes. If you saw our last video, some of those tears were tears of completion. But
Say what you want. I don't believe that.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Being the newbie that I am to the genre of fantasy, I think it's a good starter. If we're talking about just the reading part of it, or do you want me to get more specific?
Anything you want to talk about. Do you feel like it was a difficult read?
No.
It was pretty easy?
It was pretty easy.
Accessible?
Yes. I don't want to say young adult, because there's themes in there that are not YA, but it kind of read easy like I imagine a YA would.
Sanderson's not focused on the poetic writing to make it beautiful. He just makes his scenes beautiful.
Right. Which the scenes were good.
But it reads... It's a pretty complex story, but it doesn't read confusing.
Right. Yes. So that's why I don't... yeah. So, anyways. You said scenes were good. I think he set them well. I pretty much could picture everything. Now I know...
Your picturing doesn't match.
My headcanon does not match. But that's generally only with characters. I feel like the scenes, I picture
the locations.
What he's describing, I picture. I don't know why I go off trail when it comes to characters, but but he does describe the characters well. If I wasn't the way I am, I would have easily been able to picture them, but I like to make up my own visuals.
Well, my brain doesn't match his stuff. Or anyone's stuff all the time either, so...
Yeah, but he describes them well. It's not like it's so descriptive that you're just like, oh my god.
He leaves room for you to interpret.
And put your own spin.
Because some things don't need every little detail.
Yeah, you don't have to hold the hand of the reader. And as I've mentioned in the past, if there's just too much going on descriptor-wise, you lose me. Because I'm just like, alright, let's get on to something else. But yeah, so it read well. For me, being a newbie, I enjoyed it. I would definitely read more of Sanderson's works and also branch out into other authors. You being the rereader, what do you think?
It does hold some nostalgia for me. Mm-hmm. Because I did read it so long ago at this point.
Yeah.
Still stands up to the test of time. More of, if I have any complaints, it's more of, at this point, I've read so many, tomes in series that, this felt like just a... I didn't have enough time with these characters. What happened?
Right.
So, that's just a personal thing. Like a trilogy, at a certain point, depending on what you like to read, it just feels too short.
I see, and I was starting to struggle. But I'm not one to normally read, as we've said before. I'm not a binger. I wouldn't, if I had been doing this not on a timetable, I probably would have read Mistborn, and there would have been quite some time before I moved on to
Possibly
the next
year,
book.
year and a half.
So that's partly why it was a struggle for me. And I think I said, like, in one of the videos, it's not Sanderson, it's me that's...
She won't even sit down and watch a show back to back to back to back.
Not generally.
Unless it's Seinfeld or something.
Yeah. Woohoo! Yes, Seinfeld.
I'm the one that struggles with that.
So being the rereader that you were...
The foreshadowing
I was just about to say, did you see things?
Oh, yeah. Like, there's so many things I'm just like, how did I miss that the first time? But that's everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hindsight's always 20/20. But looking back, still a bit fuzzy.
Megadeth. I know that one. So... I know we're not really doing individual basis. Which book was your favorite?
Hero.
Hero. The last one. Is it because it's wraps things up?
The scale. That's like... I like... The first one I like for the crew.
Which is Mistborn.
Yeah. I like that one for the crew. It feels like you belong. Because you're in the character's shoes. You know, you feel that belonging. Book 2, you feel like everything's falling apart. I hate politics. You know. And then, like, there's betrayals and, you know, other stuff. And then Hero of Ages is just like... It takes it to 11. Basically.
It goes to 11.
Exactly.
Okay. For me?
I feel like you probably go in order. First one you like the most. Second one, you still like the second one because of, you know...
Stuff,
yeah. And
we're trying to be spoiler free here.
And then the third one, you're just like, ah.
Yeah.
That was your mentality.
That's the whole... Yeah, I have no patience and I don't binge. But if you looked at our discussion videos, Mistborn, the first one, and Hero of Ages, the final one, are the two that elicit emotions out of me.
Yes.
With Hero being very emotional. But that could be because of personal things too. But anyways. But yeah, no, I liked it, as I've said a few times now. The themes are good. I think there's actually a few themes going on in this series.
You got, like, faith.
Trust, which kind of is faith, but not.
More in friends.
Yeah.
You know, you can still do good things while being not
so good.
Well,
or perceived as.
Meaning, like, you know, you could be battling your inner demons and still do good in the world.
I mean, I feel like some of the themes, for me personally, hit home a bit more than others. But I mean, so I don't know. I think they were good. I guess my thinking is if you can elicit a response out of me, whether it's anger, sadness, happiness, you've succeeded. And all this elicited all of those emotions at one point.
Well, I was about to say, book 1 elicited some anger from you.
Ooh, that lady Shane. Oh, anyways.
No spoilers.
I'm just saying. But yeah, so I think you chose a good one for my first go around.
Cool.
And I hope you enjoyed rereading it.
It was good downtime for me.
Yeah, a nice break from your other read.
Yeah.
That's been consuming your life.
Hey.
Anyways. So I guess this would be the point. Well, did we cover everything, really? I mean, we've never really done this before.
We're not trying to deep dive. It's just kind of like covering
just
your thoughts.
Okay, well then that's...
So, we picked 5 things to rate. You got, like, overall enjoyment, plot, characters, setting, and theme. Mm-hmm. So, you're going to go first, because I don't want to influence your ratings.
Okay, am I rating each of these categories?
Yes.
And
so, you could start wherever you want.
But what's my scale?
1 to 10.
1 to 10. Okay. Alright. Settings.
World building, magic, locations.
In the fact that I'm able to conjure them up, I'm going to give it 8.
That's strong.
Only because I'm not going higher. Because I feel like there were some times when I wasn't able to follow. I don't know if I should ding him for that, but...
Well, it depends on the scenario.
And plus, okay, and before I continue, I have nothing to compare this to.
Right, that's where...
So I could be overshooting, but remember, I am the rookie of the duo. So I will stick with my 8 for settings.
Okay.
Characters. If I could rate them individually, but overall, I would also give an 8.
Pretty strong.
Themes, that's like the trust and the faith and all that good stuff. 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I supposed to be explaining why?
You don't have to. It's your rating. It's all opinion.
Yeah. Plot. 7. Overall, I'm going to say, though, overall, I would give it, being a newbie that I am, and in my first experience officially with the genre, I'm going to give it a 10.
Really?
Yes, because I did enjoy it. Any internal reasoning, like I've mentioned in a previous video, that kept me from wanting to experience this genre, this kind of null and voided it. So I actually would, not right away, but would like to read Era 2 at some point. So, yeah, I say 10 overall. If you got some friends out there who are on the fence about fantasy, I would recommend you point them to this. So now, for the real connoisseur of fantasy, your turn.
So, setting and world building, magic, locations, all that. I love his magic. I love his world. Some of the settings in this one don't really do much for me because it's pretty
simple,
plain. There's only really like 3 locations, give or take, depending on how you look at it. So there's some good strengths, some cons. I would say the strengths far outweigh the cons, so I would say a 7. And then characters, it's still some of his early work, and when you read like some of his later works, it kind of shows. Not saying it's bad by any means, but it's not his best. So in that regard, I mean, it still has amazing characters, and I remember them even like before rereading this. I remembered them, so that means something. I'd still say 7 on that.
Okay.
Theme. I would say he discussed his themes very well, and I would actually say that's an 8. And then plot, it goes from there to dang. So in that regard, and in 3 books, pretty impressive. And I never got lost, even the first time reading it. I mean, I might not have seen where it was going, but I wasn't confused, no mix-ups. So I'd say that was a 7. Overall, just for like enjoyment, I'm gonna go. It kind of depends on the mood. If I just want something like I'm gonna read, I'm gonna enjoy it, not really deep in thought, it's gonna rate higher than if I want, introspective, makes me think, all that. So I'm gonna say 7 overall, but it could, depending on the day, be a 9, a 6, because sometimes you just want to be in your head and thinking, and this one doesn't necessarily do it for me. I mean,
yeah. Alrighty. So we gave our overall thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to add anything else?
This is our first time doing this type of video, so sorry if it doesn't flow well.
It just goes with all the other ones we've done where it's all over the place. It's fine.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta leap off the wall, huh?
I guess. So, alrighty. Well, with that, I believe we are done.
I believe so. And on that note, good reading. Simple.
I said a good reading to you.